Hello students. So in the previous class we have started with the chapter that is fun with magnet. In this chapter we talk about what is a magnet, what are the two types of a material which is present around us, that is magnetic material and non-magnetic material. So we study that the material which shows the attraction towards the magnet is a magnetic material. And the material which do not show attraction towards the magnet, that is a non-magnetic material. Magnetic materials today like that of the nickel, cobalt, steel and iron. So all the object which is made up of all the four, then we can say that belongs to the magnetic material. And the material which out of these four, so they do not show the attraction towards the magnet, so they are the non-magnetic material. We studied that students that a magnet is there when how can we use the magnet? So if suppose that a lot of pins are scattered on the floor, how can you take or how can you collect all the pins together? So with the help of the magnet you can collect it. Second, we have studied that if a wood shaving is there, if a carpenter he leaves the nails and that of the screw in the wood shaving, then how can you separate the nails and screw? So by using a bar magnet you can take it and you can separate the nail and screw from that of the wood shaving. Then we have studied that of the sharpener. So sharpener is what? It is a best example which consisting of the magnetic and that of the non-magnetic material. Sharpener is having a iron object is there by which you can sharpen the pencil, and that sharp iron object is basically a magnetic material because it will get attracted towards that of the magnet. But the plastic coating which is present all over that of the iron object, that is a non-magnetic material. So it will not going to attract towards the magnet. Okay. Magnet, if suppose you have scattered the powdered iron and when you take a bar magnet to that of the powdered iron, you will find that all the iron particles will get attracted at the end of the bar magnet. That end of the bar magnet, it shows that the poles of the magnet, the free end of the magnet is having strong magnetic forces rather than that of the middle one. Okay. So this free end, this terminal of that of the magnet, we call it as a poles of the magnet. Poles of the magnet is also of two, that is North Pole and South Pole. North Pole and South Pole, these are the opposite pole because they are present at the opposite free ends also. We represent North Pole by N, we represent South Pole by S. And these two poles are always present there even though you break the magnet into small pieces. So if suppose you had taken a big magnet and you start breaking the big magnet into the smaller one, even the smaller and smaller piece of the magnet will always pass that of the North and the South Pole. Okay, so North and the South Pole, NS is always there. It doesn't matter what is the size of that particular magnet. We have also studied one thing that if a North Pole is there and we had taken another magnet close to it, that is a North Pole. So you can see here students, so this North Pole, these both are the same pole. So such kind of a pole, we use the term for it and that is like pole. Okay, or S, this is N, this is N. So here you can see the South and the South Pole are close enough, they are close to each other, and such kind of a pole we call it as a like pole. So North Pole, South Pole, both are the like pole. Like pole student, why is it so? It is because they are alike to each other. They are the same pole. North pole is the same pole, south pole is the same pole. So they are like to each other, that's why it is a like pole. If just opposite to that, that is if it is like south pole, north pole, south pole, or south pole, north pole, south pole, north pole. Now you can see here, student, this is south pole, this is north pole. They are not like to each other. If they are not like to each other, it means they are unlike poles. So we will call them as a unlike poles. Right? Same thing here also. This is the north pole. This one is the south pole. Now again, they are not like to each other. So we will call them as a unlike pole. So if south pole, north pole are together, or north pole, south pole are together, these poles we call them unlike poles. Okay? Now one thing what we have to remember, student, that like poles, they repel each other. Unlike pole, they attract each other. It means if you keep a south pole near to that of the south pole together, what will happen? It will going to repel each other. Or if you take a north pole and the north pole of the other magnet and you try to keep them together, they will start repelling each other. So like pole, they repel each other, and that of the unlike pole, they attract each other. Let me explain to you. Like poles are there, like north pole, north pole. So if north pole is facing towards the north pole, then what will happen? It will start repelling each other. Okay, it will going to repel each other, and due to which it starts moving away from each other. Okay, if a south pole is there, here also a south pole is there, this is north pole, this one is north pole, even then also you will see, student, this is the south pole, this is the south pole, both are like poles, the same thing happened, they will start repelling each other. Okay, so thus we can say the like pole, they repels each other. Okay, now see, if it is just opposite to that, it is the north pole, it will be the south pole. So what is this? This is the unlike poles together. So if this is the unlike poles, what they will do? They will start attracting towards each other. So if this one is the north pole, this black portion is the north pole, and the base of this is the south pole. So if we take it like that, this is the north pole, this is the south pole, and this one is the north pole, this is the south pole. If we take it like that, the north pole will face towards the north pole. It will start repelling each other. If you try to make them to attract each other, even then it will not going to attract, it will repel each other. If the opposite to that, that if a south pole is there and north pole is there, and you try to make them to come close to each other, it will going to attract each other. Okay, so north pole, south pole will going to attract each other. So by that you can say that unlike poles attract So unlike poles, they attract each other. Like poles, they repel each other. We will discuss about that again, about the like poles and the unlike poles with the help of an activity. We will discuss the activity that is given in NCERT, and by that you will come to understand it properly, that like pole and unlike pole, what is their role, or what happened when we bring them closer to each other. Okay, this is just an elementary knowledge about it, and we will talk with the help of an activity. We will discuss the activity given in the NCERT. Let us talk about the properties of the magnet, students. So, properties of the magnet. So these are the properties of the magnet, student. So what are the different properties of the magnet? There are two most important properties of the magnet. First one is that if suppose you leave a freely suspended magnet, this freely suspended magnet will always align itself in the north and south direction. Okay, so we will write here the first property is a freely suspended magnet will always align itself in the north south direction. Okay, so if a freely suspended magnet is there, it will always align itself in a north and south direction. This is always, students. Okay. Now if you see the second property, so the second property is the same that we had discussed right now, that like poles of the magnet they attract each other. They attract each other. But unlike poles of the magnet, they repel each other. Okay. So you see, student, a freely suspended magnet will always align itself in the north-south direction. This is the first property of the magnet. The second most important property is, if the like poles are there of the magnet, they will repel each other. If the unlike poles are there, they will attract each other. So whenever the question is asked that what are the different properties of the magnet, so you will write the two most important property of the magnet is these two. Now we will discuss each of them one by one. So the first one is the freely suspended magnet will always align itself in the north-south direction. Now you see, student, if suppose we had taken a bar magnet, okay, and that bar magnet is, and this bar magnet, if suppose it is a freely suspended. So as you can see here, student, maybe the diagram is not well, but you can see here, if this is the thread, okay, and this is a bar magnet and which is showing the north and south direction. Okay, and here it is bind with that of the thread. Okay, you can understand it like if suppose this is the north pole, this is the south pole. We are not knowing about it, but even though north pole and the south pole. Now we will tie it with the thread and we will suspend it freely. Okay, without disturbing it. So when you suspend this bar magnet freely which is tied with that of the string, with that of the thread, you will always see that this magnet will always align itself in the north and the south direction. So one end of the magnet will shows the north pole. It means it will always align in the north direction of the earth, and that end which is showing the north direction of the earth, that we called as a north pole of the magnet, and the other end of the magnet will shows the south direction of the earth. So one will point it towards the north direction, other will point it towards that of the south direction, and because of that we had given the name to it, the north position, the magnet which align itself to the north direction, we name them as a north pole, and we represent the north pole by N. And that of the magnet which align itself in the south direction of the earth, we use the term for it, that is south pole, and we represent it by the S of the magnet. Okay, so this will be a north pole or that of the south pole. Okay, now what you will do, you will take this bar magnet. Now, if you take this bar magnet, I am freely suspended it with the help of a thread, student, and as it is aligned towards the north pole and the south pole, this black portion is the north pole, this is the south pole if suppose, then what will happen, it always happen that when you tie this with the help of a thread, and when you freely suspended, what is the meaning of freely suspended? It means the ends are free. The magnet is free now. You are not forcing it to be in this direction or to be in this direction. No. You had left the magnet freely, and at that time that suspended, it means it is tied with that of the thread. Okay. So ends are free. It is suspended with the help of a thread. That is a freely suspended magnet. So if a freely suspended magnet is there, you leave it like that, and when you kept it like hanging in the air, then what will happen? It will always align itself the north direction of the earth, and one pole will align itself to the south direction of the earth. Okay, so the north direction one, we call it a north pole. The pole or the end which align itself to the north direction, we use the term for it, that is north pole, and the pole, the end which align itself to the south direction of the earth, we call them as a south pole of that of the magnet. Now what you will do? It is freely suspended. Now you take the magnet and you start rotating it like this. Now you leave it. Try to understand. If suppose this is a thread, student, and you take it, you just pull it with the thread, and it is really suspended. Now what you will do, you just take in this bar magnet and start moving it. Okay, so you are forcefully doing it that it will so that it will change the direction. Okay, so now you are trying to move it like that, and it will become like this. Okay, so you change the direction with your hand. Now again when you leave it, okay, still it is suspended with the thread, student, remember that. So you kept it, it was like that before, and you forcefully with your hand you change the direction to this one. Okay, so what you will see that as you leave it, as it becomes free, again it will come back to the same direction. Or now again what you will do, you change the direction to this one, to the east and west direction. Then again when you leave it, it becomes freely suspended, then again it will come to the same direction. Okay, now you have taken it and you start moving it to the another direction. Then when you leave it, again it will come to the same direction. What does that mean, student? It means doesn't matter that what force you are applying on it, as you leave it, as it becomes free, it will always align itself to the north and the south pole of the direction. Okay, so this proves that a freely suspended magnet, it always aligns itself in the two poles, to the two direction of the earth, that is the north pole, north direction, and the south pole, south direction of the earth. So we represent it by that of the north pole and south pole. Okay, so this is the north direction, this is the south direction. So if you keep the magnet like this, if you leave it like this, it will always align itself in the north or south direction. It will never be like this direction. No, it will always align itself in the north and south direction, which tells that it always shows the north and the south pole of the south direction of the earth. Okay, student. Now, what is the use? Although you know that these are the directions, that is east, west, north, south. This magnet, it helps in giving the direction of the north and south. Why it is so? Because when you leave it, it will again comes to that of the north pole and the south pole. It means it will always align itself to the north direction and the south direction. Right? So, what is the thing that comes out from it? That is, this magnet, it helps in giving the direction. Direction, north direction. Direction, south direction. Okay. So it will help in giving the direction by aligning itself in the north and the south direction. So we'll see that how this magnet is helpful. How can we use it on the basis of this property? So students, in the freely suspended magnet which aligns itself in the north and the south direction, it helps us in finding the direction of the directions. What kind of a direction, students? How it is useful in finding the direction, students? So you see, so how it helps in finding the direction, student? So first one, that in the olden days, the people who were traveling from one place to the another place, and they are not able to find the direction because at that time clock was not invented. So what they used to do, they used to carry a natural magnet, a piece of a natural magnet, and they take the magnet and they tie the magnet with the help of a thread and keep it with them. Whenever they need it, they simply take it like that, and they hold the magnet with the thread, and due to which the magnet which is attached itself, which is tied with that of the thread, will after some time align itself to the north and the south direction, students, and due to which this north and south direction, it will gives the direction. Okay, so as it align itself to the north pole and the south pole, it will gives the direction, that is the north and south direction. As the north and the south direction, they came to know about that, then the two direction, east and west, will be easy to find out. So in the olden days, travelers uses magnet. At that time they used the natural magnet because at that time artificial magnet was not invented or artificial magnet were not able to prepare. Okay, so they uses the natural magnet. Okay, by thread, okay, by tying it with the thread, and whenever needed, suspend it freely, gives the direction, that is north and south direction. Okay, so when they freely suspend it, when they use that magnet, natural magnet which is tied with that of the thread, when they freely suspend it, at that time, as they freely suspend it, it will align itself in the north pole and south pole, by which they get the direction, that is the north and south direction, students. Now you see the other place where it is used, students. So not only the travelers which used to move from one place to another by walk, by going somewhere or not knowing the direction, but you see the other travelers also, like the travelers who travel on the land as well as on the sea. The sailors, they also use the magnet, students. Okay, so they use the natural magnet to find the direction. So we can say that not only that of the travelers on the land, but the travelers on sea also uses the natural magnet for finding the direction that is north and south directions. Okay. So student, not only the land, the travelers on the land, but the travelers who travel on the sea, they also uses this magnet, and this will help in giving the direction to them. That is the north direction and the south direction. So this is the condition for the natural magnet that help in giving the direction. What happened when the artificial magnet was made? So artificial magnet, the best thing which is made by that of the artificial magnet, student, that is a compass, and that compass we call it a magnetic compass. What is a magnetic compass, student? It is an instrument which is used by the sailor, which shows the direction. Okay, so that magnetic compass will also consisting of a magnetic needle which align itself in the north and south direction. When we had started this chapter, at that time I was showing in the slides the different types of the magnet, student. In that one you will see that a magnetic needle was also there. So when I was explaining at that time, I said that this magnetic needle is having the same function like that of the magnet, and it will always align itself in the north and the south direction. Right? That magnetic needle is actually used in this magnetic compass. So this magnetic compass consisting of a magnetic needle which helpful in giving the direction. Now we will study about that what is a magnetic compass and how it is used, okay, or what are the different uses of the magnetic compass, or what is the different importance, what is the importance of this magnetic compass. But before we go further, we should understand the second property of the magnet, that is the like charges or the like poles, they attract they repel each other, and the unlike poles, they attract each other. At first we will understand this concept, then we will understand what is magnetic compass, students. Second property is that is like poles and that of the unlike poles. What happened when we close the like poles together and that of the unlike poles together? Okay, so I had discussed right now, student, that if suppose we take a north pole and north pole, and these north pole, when we bring them close to each other, they will start repelling each other. And when we take us, they will repel each other. So we can understand the first one, that is the like poles, they repel each other. Now you see, students, like poles, they repels each other. This one we have to understand. So if you see in the book, an activity is given. In this activity, what is the activity is all about? It is about that when you take a two magnet and you are knowing that this is the north pole, this is the south pole, or this is the north pole, this is the south pole. Okay. So when you bring, if suppose this are the two magnets, and this one is the north pole, this one is the north pole, this means the black one is the north pole and the base is the south pole, student. When you start bringing this north pole closer to each other, it will not going to attract, it will start repelling each other. Even then you are trying or if you are applying force so that they will get stick each other, as you remove it or as you not apply that to the force, and what will happen, it will again repel each other. So what does that mean? That even though they are like poles, and when you bring close to each other, they will start repelling each other. Same thing happened with that of the south pole, student. If you take two south poles together and you start making them come close to each other, what will happen? They start repelling each other. Okay, so this proves that like poles, they repels each other. You have seen, student, that if suppose you have taken a two magnets, okay, you are not knowing which one is the which pole. This is the north pole or this is the south pole. Then what you will do, how will you come to know that this is the like poles or this is the unlike poles? You try to make it, if suppose this is a magnet, you are not knowing that whether this is the north pole or the south pole. Here also the same thing. Now you will do, you will keep this magnet like that and change this magnet according to the need. So if suppose when you take the another magnet by this portion to come close to each other, if it is not going to attract, then we will say that this pole and this pole, they are like to each other. Okay. So we can say that like poles are what? Which repels each other. Okay, so North Pole, I am representing North Pole by N student. North poles, they repels each other. Okay. The same thing happened with that of the South Pole. So South Pole or S poles, they will also do the same thing, that is they repels each other. Okay. So by this activity you came to know that North Pole repel each other, South Pole they repel each other. North Pole are like to each other, so they are like poles. South Pole they are like to each other, so they are like poles. By this we come to a conclusion that like poles actually they repels each other. So this proves that like poles they repel each other. They show repulsion. They start moving away from each other. That is repels. Meaning of the repel, students, that is repels means moving away from each other. Okay, so they start moving away from each other. That is the repulsion. Okay, students. Now tomorrow we will talk about the unlike poles.